Well, howdy. My name is Lou Bolton. I've written a book called Smoky Mountain Jack Tales of Winter and Old Christmas. I'd like to read you one of those stories now. In this story, there is talk of moonshine, drinking moonshine, and a few words that some people might consider curse words. So, this story is intended for a slightly older audience. The full moon is said to have some strong effects on people. Likewise, moonshine, also known as white mule, corn squeeze, tanglefoot, panther piss, mountain dew. Jack in this tale may not know when to stop drinking, but he finds out where he should start. Jack and the Moonshine Tree. Once upon a time ago, could I hear an echo? In the Smoky Mountains, echo, there lived a feller named Jack. This one hot as hell July, Jack had him the worst kind of parched mouth thirst. Water from the well wouldn't quench it. Cold water from a clear mountain spring wouldn't drench it. Oh no. Only sugar-drip white whiskey would wet his whistle. He gathered what little money he could lay his hands on, and he headed up to the Sugarlands, known by drinkers and abstainers as Moonshiner's Paradise. Most folks, like Jack, who lived outside the Sugarlands, thought of it as a little bit of a hellish place, where they sold what some called the Devil's Brew. Well, as you know from his adventures, Jack was not afraid to take on giants and witches. However, he was a mite hesitant about dealing with the rough and tough bootleggers up in the Sugarlands. But he wanted a taste of that unholy water, wanted it so badly that he risked going there anyway. Jack walked along thinking about what was ahead, the taste that wastes. He knew about the trail. He knew there was a moonshine tree on that trail. He knew there was a bell in the tree on that trail and a box beside the tree. What a fellow was supposed to do was leave his money in the box, ring the bell, and walk away. A little later he would come back. If the lookout man trusted that you were not an infernal revenuer, he would leave your jar of Mountain Dew. That way, the moonshiners didn't have to show themselves. So it was a safer system for doing business with their brush whiskey. As Jack got closer, he was thinking about how much money he was going to spend. Finally, after a walk through laurel tangles and turns, Jack came to the Moonshine Tree. Having such a bone-dry thirst, he laid down his biggest piece of money in the cigar box and rang the bell. Then he walked on along the trail. When he returned, there waiting was a little mason jar of crystal clear corn whiskey. It was dripping cool from the little pigeon. He shook the jar. Big bubbles bobbled up. That was proof of good drinking ahead. He walked back to an out-of-the-way place and couldn't wait any longer. He unscrewed the lid of the liquor and slugged it down. Glug, glug, glug. Mighty fine tasting shine. He waited with bated breath. And waited. But the proof was not in the drinking. His thirst was not abated. Unsatisfied, Jack decided to go back. He got to the moonshine tree and laid down the jar and the biggest piece of money he had left, about half as much. Same thing. He rang the bell, left, came back, and found about half as much moonshine. Same thing. He walked away, hid out, and downed that white lightning. Glug, glug. He waited. Same thing. Lightning did not strike twice, so he was not a satisfied customer. He walked back to the moonshine tree and laid down the last and least of his money. He was going for broke. Same thing. He rang the bell, walked away, came back, and found just a shot in the glass jar. Same thing. He left, got to a secluded spot, and drained that last precious swallow. Glug. Not the same. That swallow was firewater. Woo! That shot was heard round the world. That one snort made his scalp tingle, made his eyes spin in different directions. That slug bore a hole right down to his belly button, made him bow-legged, curled his toenails. Whoa, Nelly! That little nip made it hard to stand on two legs. 4 would have been a whole lot more steady. And a hot diddly damn. At long last, his dryness was burst. His thirst was quelled. That little shot rang his bell. Then Jack walked. Rather, he wobbled out the Sugarlands. And if he could have found a way to do it, he would have given himself a swift kick in the behind. But where did he put it? Says Jack right out loud. Law me! Next time, I'll know better. I wasted money on them first 2 drinks. I should have just bought the one swaller. Jack and the Moonshine Tree. I hope you enjoyed that story from Smoky Mountain Jack Tales of Winter and Old Christmas. Stick around.